again, everyone, and welcome to Sao Paulo, Brazil for the newest attempt at Midwest F2. The stakes are higher than ever before, and the racing will be some of the fastest and most exciting we've seen yet. Now tonight, some of the biggest names in Midwest F1 League look to take on the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, a 4.3-kilometer anti-clockwise circuit that consists of 15 corners with 10 to the left and 5 to the right. Now the combination of 2 DRS zones, tricky corners, and the ever-looming threat of rain make this one of the most exciting races on tap this season, and no better place, in my opinion, to start out this new campaign. Drivers will leave the session, and we are going to be starting our formation lap here. Midwest F1 and F2 is brought to you by both Raise Energy, Epos Audio, and now, newly, Sim Racer Coin, cryptocurrency for sim racing drivers. Now Jinnit to win it on pole position. He's going to have a lot of work to do, and I tell you what, F2 drivers, this F2 league, only makes about 1 stop per race, and they're on the soft tires, so I'm assuming next is going to be the mediums. It's going to be up to Jinnit to win it to decide when that is, assuming he holds the lead. Another one to look out for on that front is El Majacco in the Virtusi. One of the only drivers I've ever seen is actually so intelligent with figuring out the tire strategies and forcing you to follow what he's doing. I can't say I've ever raced against him in the 3 seasons I raced F2. Not one time was I in a position where I was controlling the tire strategy. It was always whatever El Majacco did, you follow him. He is unbelievably intelligent when it comes to that sort of situation, and definitely going to be looking to see what he has to do. But he's in a very tricky position. He's got Cake Thomas immediately P4, Nicky 64 in 5th, very close behind. He's got Jay Cast, Will Ends, and Ray 46 in his immediate surroundings in behind. Definitely no easy, definitely none of those drivers absolute pushovers when it comes to F2. It's going to be very interesting to watch off the start line. It looks like Jinnit to win. It's absolutely wasting no time to get back to the line here. In the Charouz, I believe it is. I'm going to have to get used to these teams. Also, formation laps, that's pretty new to F2 as well, isn't it? Jinnit to win it on pole, KD35 in second. It's going to be fun to watch who wins the battle into the center S's here. Let's just hope it stays nice and clean. We do have some jostling about towards the back on the formation lap. Definitely ghosting being had. Can I get one good camera angle here, please? Perhaps. No, I don't think I will. Well, we're going to have to hope and pray that somewhere I get to see the actual lights turning on. And here we go, F2 is about to kick off. It's been brought back from the dead one more time, and it's lights out and away we go. And I tell you what, I think KD35 got a great start off the line. To his inside, I believe, is the high-tech. It might be Cake Thomas. He's looking in there. KD35 sends it to the inside. It's about 4 or 5 abreast back there. I'm not quite sure what's happened. We got a, I believe that's a Charouz that's just bashed into about 3 other cars. We got somebody gone off back there. It's Korn, F1, and Spaceman. Something's happened back there. Wouldn't be surprised if there is a muddle of absolute wing damage being had. But at the front of the field, KD35 still breathing down the back of Jinnit to win its neck, and I think Jinnit may have just exceeded track limits there. Very messy turn 1. Hopefully a lack of steward reports. But as you see here, Jinnit's actually, has he chosen the mediums to start the race on? He has. Going to be interesting to see. I bet you he's just invalidated there as well. KD going to look to the inside and then switches back to the inside. Hopefully he can find something to do here. He's going to try the left as they head down into, well, whatever corner this is. Ah, look at that palm tree out in the center there. Cake Thomas in behind in this great battle. He's going to go down to the inside on KD35. He's going to look for it. Doesn't quite make the move happen. The veteran of Cake Thomas knowing when to back off in that sort of situation to not make contact, but Jinnit to win it has unscathed this first lap relatively unscathed. And I tell you what, I only see the gap getting larger from here, but here comes Cake Thomas to the gearbox of KD35. He's going to look down to the inside. That's where you want to be on the first lap. And Jinnit actually sets the fastest lap with the medium tires as Cake Thomas sends it down the inside. Is he going to make the move? Yes, he has. And it looks like Korn F1, 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. What's happened there with Cake Thomas? He's suddenly, I believe, got an oversteer or something, and he's lost out in position, being passed by the Carlin of Jackson Altman. El Majacco in there as well. He's up to the podium places. Majacco down to the inside on KD35. KD35 going to switch back to the inside. Great racing here to start. And I tell you what, KD35 in a great spot. Following close behind is Jackson Altman. We got a car that's going off towards the back. That's Jacer, I believe. Jacko's going to go wide. KD35 on the inside, side by side going into the corner. Kate Thomas going to dive on in there into Jackson Altman. A great move that was. It's a beautiful battle here for the podium positions. 5 drivers, maybe 6, 7, 8 nearly, 9 even, all in this battle potentially for the podium. This is exactly what we were hoping for. Kate Thomas, though, needs to get past El Majaco, and already at the front, we're 2 laps in. Jinnit to win it has opened up a 2.5 second gap to KD35 in second. I tell you, that battling in an F2 car really hinders the performance. And oh, what's this? We got another car off towards the back somewhere. That is the, I believe that is the Charouz of Fortunator, perhaps, down in P17. Not necessarily sure what's happened with him there, but he's had a little bit of an off. Here comes Jackson Altman looking to the inside of Nicky 64 this is, and he's got Ray 46 on his outside. Very close battling here. Nothing to be had so far, but the DRS has been open. Majaco back down to the inside on KD35. These two have been trading third place, second and third place quite frequently in these opening laps here. But the door, however, is hanging wide open for Kate Thomas to potentially swoop in here and make something happen. KD35, El Majaco, and Kate Thomas, all very clean drivers, very respectful drivers as well. Kate Thomas nearly lost the car, had to really step on the brakes to not run into the back of El Majaco. And I tell you what, downshifting and braking late, not necessarily something you want to do with these F2 cars, as the gearboxes are not as good, and it takes longer to shift down, it takes longer to slow down as well. So the pit window at this point in time is really going to depend on KD35 and El Majaco. Jackson Altman down to the inside of whoever that was there. I believe it was Nicky 64. Will Ann's in hot pursuit as well. KD35 and El Majaco have been trading second and third position very so often, and Kate Thomas doing as best he can to just hold position at the moment and potentially wait for somebody to make a mistake. And there he goes again. I think he may have potentially had a move there, just chose not to do it. It looks like a little bit further back. A nice little 4-car battle here. Jackson Altman right to the back of Nicky 64. Gonna look to the left side, perhaps. Will Ann's in hot pursuit as well. And I don't know, maybe a little bit of accordion effect there as Will Ann's kind of hit the back of Jackson Altman, I believe, and KD35 with a 3-second time penalty. And that is not what you need whatsoever, as currently that whole bit of the top 10 all within 10 seconds of each other, all the way down to P11 within 10 seconds. For that matter, all in hot pursuit. Here comes Jackson Altman down to the inside. Nicky 64 on the medium tires. They're not going to be as fast as the softs, and Jackson Altman's going to be able to dive in there down into the center S's. He's going to make it happen for now, but Will Ann's is right there as well. Jackson Altman's going to get way to the inside, over the curbing as well, somehow keeps the car together, but that's going to open the door for his teammate, Will Ann's, and Ray 46 hunting for the position as well. Down into turn 4, and Ray 46 is going to get the better of him there. DRS open for both these drivers, down into the pit straight here, and Jacer in the pits. Down to the inside goes Super, side by side into turn number 1. That one's going to be a close one. Super, is he going to get the best of him here? Oh, he nearly... It got very close. They're still side by side. Super Ninas don't really think got forced off the track or anything, but he had to go low, and Valentine holds position for now. Right to the gearbox of Valentine. Is he going to try the outside? Is he going to go into the grass to try to make the move? I'll tell you what, George Russell surely will tell you that that's not a good idea. So we have Fortunator, Jacer, both in the pits now. I tell you what, pit stops in F2, very, very detrimental. One tire stop will take you about 5 seconds. A wing change will take you about 18. Very, very tricky situation as Joko picks up a 3-second time penalty here. Super right to the gearbox of Valentine. Is he going to try to take the position? Down into turn 10 they go. Valentine's not giving him anything. Valentine is going to make Super work for this position. Both the drivers going to be in decently point-scoring positions here. But the more points, the better. And I tell you what, with this being a shortened season, there's absolutely no room to give anywhere on the track as Money Matt picks up his second 3-second time penalty. That puts him at 6. You can already start to see the graining on the front right of Super as they head down the pit straight and into the center. Esses did a great job to get around Valentine there. Joko is in on this as well. He wants to the inside of Valentine. Nearly made it happen, but Valentine was able to close off the move. I'm assuming we're going to start to see the round of pit stops within these next couple laps, and in comes Jackson Altman, J-Cast, and Super, for that matter, as well as Valentine and Joko, and J-Cast picks up 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Now, I saw a bit of bodywork go flying. Whose was it? Who will be making the wing change here? Not exactly an ideal situation. Who is going to be making the adjustment? And it looks like it is going to be Joko. Something happened with him coming into the pits. You saw the piece of carbon fiber flying about there. So if you're on the softs, you're going to be watching El Majacco. This is the one that typically controls these tire wear battles, controls when to pit. Jacko stays out another lap. Cake Thomas, however, comes in. Bold maneuver from him, but I think Cake Thomas is making the right choice here. Katie in behind, as well as Ray 46, Will Ans, and I believe, no, Mitch Burns actually going to stay out another lap. So El Majacco and Mitch Burns, both of the Virtusi drivers, choosing to stay out as Dusty picks up 5 seconds for speeding into the pit lane. Not what you want to see. Very, very costly in these F2 cars. Messing about there. It's been very, very good racing, and the battle off pit road is going to be something to behold here. Drivers coming down the hill, and I tell you what is... Well, who's that red car in front of him? Oh, what's happened there? I think Katie 35 about smacked the wall 5 times coming down the pit exit there. Somehow, has he got any damage? Somehow he's escaped scot-free with that. We could have been looking at a DNF there, as it looks like Ray 46 under pressure here from Super. Super to the outside. This is a great battle here up into turn number 6. Who's going to have the better line? Super goes all the way almost into the grass there. Still side by side now. This is brilliant. Super still has the position. Oh, but he's picked up 3 seconds for multiple warnings. I think he was just trying to give Ray some extra room, and that's ended up costing him, unfortunately. Great battle that was. El Majacco and Mitch Burns, both the Virtusi drivers. It's a double stack for Virtusi. Now, I tell you what, pit stops by themselves aren't very good with F2 cars. Double stacks with F1 are terrible. Double stacks with F2, I mean, this just isn't going to be able to happen. Let's see who comes out with the benefit here. Mitch Burns in with his stop now. Majacco on the exit. Jaser picks up 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Majacco, how much is he going to lose out on? It doesn't look that much. Cake Thomas coming down the hill. Majacco is going to pick up a lot of time on Cake Thomas, and then Cake Thomas picks up 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Medium tires. Corn, 10 seconds for corner cutting. What's happened there? We got an incident towards the back. Corn's gone off. Wing damage to be had. I'm not sure whose wing damage that is either. Is it Shariah? Oh, look at Joko. Has Joko got any wing left? Both of the drivers in the art having wing damage here, unless I'm missing something. Is that Shariah? Super Ninas with the fastest lap. Well, something's happened there. Majacco has lost out on his position. Cake Thomas getting around him. Jinnit and Nikki still yet to pit. The only 2 drivers on the grid to choose the alternate strategy. Around the outside goes El Majacco. Cake still to the inside. Very, very close quarters between these two. Somehow Jacko's going to get away with that one there. Fastest lap does go to Super at the moment with a 1:18.2. That is clear of the next fastest lap by 0.2 of a second, it seems. Yeah, 0.2 of a second, really. We have a yellow flag somewhere. That's Korn, who has DNF'd. If we get a safety car here, which we do, absolutely game-changing here. Jinnit to win it. Well, there's Korn right there in the grass. Jinnit to win it is either going to come out unbelievably alive out of this, or that's going to be a real hindrance to him, considering that he still has to make the stop. In comes Nikki 64. How many spots is he going to lose because of this is the main question. He's definitely going to lose quite a lot. I mean, we got 2, 4, 6... Oh, a couple drivers coming in here. Well, hang on just a minute. Katie comes in. Jackson comes in. Nikki comes in. All of these drivers that were already on medium tires. Nikki's going to come out on the softs, of course. Katie and Jackson both pitting and going to put the softs back on. They're only required to make 1 stop from the... one compound to the other. Now, they've done that plus this stop here. Dusty picking up 5 seconds speeding into the pit lane. That I did not expect. So the safety car is coming in this lap. Now, this has not helped Cake Thomas or Super or Valentine for that matter Will Ans and El Majacco both on the brink of a podium here. However, they also have Ray 46, Nikki 64 in close pursuit as well. Now, Jinnit has gone to the softs, Nikki has gone to the softs, Jackson and Katie 35 all gone to the softs. Everybody else is on slightly older medium tires. Now the race begins. We're going to have a 3-lap dash to the end. 17, 18, well, 4 laps really, including 17. But down into turn 1 they go. Super is going to look to the inside of Ray. Furchinator is in the way. The back marker has been put in the way there. And I tell you what, he's really going to get out of the way here. He's going to hinder the progress of Nikki. Oh, man, I feel that's going to be a steward report happening there in front of our eyes. Not really all that much that Furchinator could do, really. He was just in behind, and I really tried to get out of the way, I assume. It's just, yeah, I don't know. That's very unfortunate there. He's really hindered the progress of at least Katie 35. Down to the inside is looking for Will Ans here. He's going to try to get past El Majacco. Move to happen there. Cake Thomas not in a good spot here, although the gap is starting to get slightly larger. He's at 1.2 seconds now, roughly. Will Ans looking to the back of El Majacco. Jinnit to win it, setting the fastest lap. So at this point right now, he's got not only the fastest lap, winning the race, and he's got the pole point. Could he be on pace for a grand slam here? That would be absolutely ridiculous. Katie 35, 3 seconds for time penalty. That's not helping him at all. We do have a yellow flag towards the back. That looks like Shariah Coleslaw has gone around. He's got a... Oh, no! And he's got in the way of Dusty! Both of them in the wall, and I hate to believe it. I think Shariah's not really done a safe re-entry there, and he's gotten in the way of... That puts him up to 15. That's not going to do him quite well at all. Majacco under pressure from Will Ans here as they head down into turn 1. El Majacco trying his best. Oh no, and Jinnit with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings on the 2 laps to go. And if we look at now the gap back to the leader, Jinnit only has, this will drop him down to about P4. It might end up being El Majacco taking the win unless Jinnit with the fresh softs can really edge out a lead here. That, I gotta say, was very unexpected. On pace for a grand slam was Jinnit. And oh, has he potentially thrown it away? Well, at the moment, he's clear of Will Ans in 4th, so I'm thinking he will at least get a podium position here. Cake Thomas in behind as well. Joko with another 3-second time penalty, but Jinnit. Good God, the real question is here, is he going to be able to clear El Majacco? He's got 2.7 seconds to the good, coming to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Is El Majacco going to be able to make up the time and get to Jinnit, who is on the fresh softs? That gap getting ever so larger for Jinnit. He might still pull off the Grand Slam here, you never know. It's going to be very close. He's got 1/10 between him and the good. Will Ans in P4 at the moment. There goes Cake Thomas to the inside. El Majacco tried wanting it around the outside. Majacco's doing everything he can. He's going to have DRS as well. That's not going to be helpful for Jinnit to win it. That's going to give Majacco a little bit of a boost, a bit of an advantage there. As El Majacco around the outside of Cake Thomas. Is he going to do it? This is going to be for the win here if he does, and it doesn't happen. Majacco was forced wide, not necessarily a malintent or anything. Cake Thomas was very good, closed off the move on the outside. El Majacco had nothing for him. Cake Thomas didn't push him out of the way or nothing. It was a very clean defense from Cake Thomas, and I tell you what, that could have sealed the deal for Jinnit to win it. The gap from leader to the P3 of El Majacco is 3.6 seconds. That is helping out Jinnit to win it massively. Whew. Coming to the line now, Jinnit to win it. I believe he's led every single lap. He took home pole, he took home the fastest lap, and he's going to be taking home the win as well. I believe it is a grand slam for Jinnit to win it if the result holds, which it will. El Majacco gets second, Will Ans gets third, and Cake Thomas, I gotta say, very, very strong performance from him, comes home in P4 after all is said and done. Nikki 64 in 5th. Jackson Altman, great result from him. It's been a great day for the Carolyn team. They get 3rd and 6th. And so, rounding out the field, the final results: Jinnit to win at P1, unbelievable drive. El Majacco in second, Will Ans in third, Cake Thomas fourth, Nikki 64 fifth, Jackson Altman sixth, Ray 46 seventh, eighth is Mitch Burns, ninth Super, 10th is J-Cast, 11th Valentine, 12th Joko, 13th Spaceman, 14th is Money Matt, 15th Dusty Lusky, 16th Katie 35, 17th Shariah Coleslaw. Now I believe Katie is going to get his 22nd time penalty removed. Shariah 17th, 18th Jacer, 19th Furch. And rounding out the field, P20 unclassified is Korn F1. Very, very exciting race, and I cannot wait for next week when F2 returns and they head to Bahrain.